Hello and welcome to another travel video. By the way, how do you like the beard? I've been growing it now for a few months. So what do you think? Last month we flew out west for a family wedding, and while we were out there we decided to do some exploring. So we drove up to the San Juan Islands, went to Lopez Island and did some whale watching, and I've got some pretty good video here, and you're going to see all of that here in part one of this video. First thing we had to do was to get to Logan Airport and to fly. So here we are in Logan Airport. Went through security. We didn't have pre-TSA, but it wasn't TSA free, but it wasn't too bad.
They let us through in a shorter line, so that was really nice.
Yeah. We're looking for gate B23.
But first we're looking for a water refill.
Water refill.
Hello.
That's in the newsstand. We have to fill up our water bottles.
It does it.
Okay, our gate is up here, B20, this B24, B23 is, but we're going to stop here at Stephanie's, which we did in February when we went to Florida. We stopped at Stephanie's. It's probably not the same one, but it looks like it.
It does look simple.
Please wait to be seated.
Where's 23?
There's 24 right there. Okay, we're here at Stephanie's, and I'm having French toast, and Linda's having some kind of omelet. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, ham and egg, ham and cheese omelet.
Okay, we're going to have a nice little breakfast, and then we'll go over and wait for our flight.
Alright, so you got that? Hi. Do we look all strange because it's...
Probably so close, yeah. To do a tiny planet. Here comes a blue one. It might be one of ours.
Okay.
Oh, is that mine or yours? I don't know. Down there in the land a little bit. Approaching Chicago, but it might be another hour. Alright. It's about to land in Chicago. That must be Lake Michigan there. Kind of a lot of clouds out there. Here we are in rainy Chicago. And they're unloading the bags right now. Now, when you're in Chicago and you have to make another flight, and you have to go from one terminal to another, well, it's quite a journey. not down there. Oh, we're headed for Seattle, not Portland. Oh, okay. I think that might be Seattle down there. There's a ferry boat down there. Oh, I do see the Space Needle. I see the Space Needle, yeah. Yeah, well, you can't see it, but it's over there.
Okay. Good, you didn't miss it.
I think we're coming in. Probably one of our bags.
You saw it?
It sure looks like it.
Okay, good. Looks like my bag.
No, where's the other one? Could be it. Upon our arrival in Seattle, we rented a car and drove north to Mount Vernon. And we stayed that night in Mount Vernon in a motel. Not a great motel, but it was okay. The next morning, got up, went to church, and then drove to the Anacortes ferry terminal. Okay, now we are moving. Now, it's been years since we've been to the San Juan Islands. I think back in the early 90s, we went over to Friday Harbor. But this time we headed to Lopez Island. Through the ferry back here. I can think it.
Yes. It's a bigger ferry.
That's a big one. Looks like we've arrived at Lopez, just about.
I don't know if they took the blocks off.
But somebody will. Okay, very good. Here we go. You weren't last.
No.
Lopez Island. All right.
Oh, no whale watching. Why? Oh my God.
Now, although that sign says no whale watching, we were able to find a whale watching cruise the next day. We spent 2 nights at the Edenwild Boutique Inn. A very nice place, much nicer than a hotel or a motel. And we even had our own little porch. That evening, we took a short walk to the water and had a nice dinner at the Haven Kitchen and Bar. And one customer actually came by rowboat. And the next day we did go on that whale watching cruise, and it was quite successful. Whale watching.
Is there a restaurant on board?
There is, yes.
Here we are.
Margaritas for an hour. You guys got the fast boat today. That being said, there are a couple important things to know about this boat in particular. When I'm going fast, I need everybody to stay seated. Trust me, you will know when I'm going fast. It should be a good day. Lots of whales, good water. I'm pumped. You guys ready?
Hello, Linda and I. We're here. We're about to take a little boat ride. We're going to see some killer whales today.
Lots of them.
So I should get some good pictures of killer whales.
Yeah, I've never done this before.
No. I've seen humpback whales, but not killer whales. Well, not from a boat. We're underway. Trying to move here. We're heading out to the open water now.
Oh, just.
We were lucky enough to see many, many whales that day. Now, the only really disappointment was that you're not really able to get very close to them. Apparently, there's a rule that you just can't get too close to them. We're not the only ones watching these whales.
Oh, wow. Wow.
In the U.S., all whales are federally protected under the Marine Mammal Protection Act. So you can't die with them if you do. You'll probably get a $15,000 fine. So not fun.
Very close. On the way home, we got to see some other wildlife, including stellar sea lions.
Are those humans?
Homo sapiens up to our
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, that was a pretty successful whale-watching venture.
It was amazing.
Pods, let me see.
5 pods.
5 pods. How do you know these things?
Because Adam, the naturalist, knows each pod and the members of them, the names.
How many whales in a pod?
Might not always be exactly the same.
It's a part of the family of whales.
Yeah, a family of whales. And that's why it was so cruel to keep them in a cage or whatever, because they like to be with their family.
Well, that'll just about conclude part 1. I think this is going to be a 3-part series. And from Lopez Island, we went back to Anacortes by ferry. We drove down towards the Olympic Peninsula, had another ferry ride, and we saw 2 lighthouses. And then we headed to a place called Pillar Point, and I was able to fly my Spark there. We spent the next 2 nights in Fork, and we were hoping to go for a hike in the rainforest, but the day that we wanted to go, it was raining, and you don't want to go in the rainforest when it's raining. But fortunately, the weather did clear up later that day, and we were able to go to a place called Ruby Beach, which is really quite spectacular. That's all coming in part 2, and I'm sure you can't wait, so I have to get working on that now. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.